Welcome back to Skylab Gaming with your host, Skylab Gaming Creation, and the happiest game alive, Slime Rancher. We are back with another guide for you guys. Now, recently, as of the 4.1 patch, they released a couple new treasure pods. Now, these have resources in them, so stuff like the diamonds, stuff like lava dust, rare stuff that's kind of hard to get from the drills and the pumps. So I'm going to show you guys how to get all these new pods. Now, there's 5 or 6 green ones and 5 or 6 blue ones, so let's jump into it. So the first one is going to be past an area called the beach. This is on the backside of on the main ranch. Over there's the teleporter that leads to the ring island. Go past that one through these weird ring-looking things and try to avoid getting eaten here by the tar. And you'll come to a doorway. Now, this one is a keyed doorway, so if you're coming from this side, you will need a key to unlock it, but if you come from the other side going all the way through the ranch, you can get this pod without having to use a key. Go ahead and pop this one open. Bam. And look at that. We got a little bit of spiral steam. On to the next one. Alrighty, now this one can be a little tricky to find. So on the back side of the grotto that leads to this teleporter here, you're going to go all the way past to this next area. That bridge right there, that is our goal. Alright, after you traverse through all those little mini islands here, you're going to come to this backside area and you're going to go all the way through it. Now, watch out for these feral rock slimes, because they're pretty aggressive and they can do a little damage if they stack up on you. So I like to use the jetpack and jump over these guys if possible. And you're going to go through this whole section. You can go ahead and ignore this section. And go through these little chickens. Bark, 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 bark. And you're going to pass a little tree with a flower patch. That's how you know you're going the right way. Jump over these 2 platforms again. And as easy as that, you found the next treasure pod. Let's bust this one open. Bam. And on this one, you get some deep brine and some very rare lava dust. That is very nice to have. Alright, well, let's get to the next one. Alrighty, so this next one's not terribly hard to find, but it can be quick to miss if you're not looking. So, on the back side of the grotto once again, actually take the teleporter this time. And you're going to head through this cave and go back towards the entrance of the Indigo Quarry. And once you come outside, once you dodge past these exploding slimes, it should be right there. And you can press X, pop this one open. Oh yeah. And you can grab 3 slime fossils. Once again, these are rare materials, so it is very nice to have them. Alright, let's get to the next treasure pod. We're back in the moss blanket now, and I'm going to show the lead up to this one because it can be a little tricky. So from the main area of the moss blanket, go ahead and hang a right here. You can jump up this wall to make it a little bit easier. And you're going to come to the first entrance that leads to the next part of the moss blanket. You can go through, but I find it easier to actually go up and around here, so let's do that instead. And you can once again use jetpack. The jetpack is very handy. You can jetpack around places that you wouldn't believe sometimes. So it's always worth trying just to see if you can jetpack up and around something. You also get to explore the world, so that's kind of fun too. Alright, once you come to this top area, hop across the gap, and jetpack up one more time, turn to your right, and the pod should be right there. We can pop this one open. Bam. A little bit of wild honey and a royal jelly. It has been a royal pain trying to get royal jellies, so that will definitely come in handy also. On to the next pod. So the next pod can have a bit of an odd lead up also, so I'll go ahead and show you the lead up to that one. Now, on the other side of the moss blanket, where you hang a left, you'll come to the area with all of these feral hunter slimes. Do your best to avoid these guys, and you're going to walk basically straight through this area, so dip, dodge, and pass. That's a boom hunter largo. That's I feel like that guy is very, very dangerous. You can use your jetpack to kind of skamoozle around here. You'll go through this underpass. Keep on going. Jump across this gap. And then keep on going through this underpass area. Up the bridge we go. And then this little island or rock spire, whatever you want to call it on the left side, use jetpack to hop over there, go all the way around, and then you'll find the next treasure pod, along with some happy little slimes. And in this one, you'll find some hexacomb, another useful thing. All right, to the next pod. So the next one, we're going to go ahead and head on back to the Indigo Quarry, and this is, if you take a right out of the volcanic cave, then you will end up in this little area that has a teleporter to the volcanic island, also known as Ash Island, if you wanted to refer to it as that. So go all the way up and hang a right like you're basically going to go to the teleporter, and you'll find the treasure pod more or less right next to it. Let's pop this one open. And the very, very hard to find strange diamond along with some indigonium in this one. All right, let's get to the blue pods, because that's all the green pods. This is another one of those easy to miss pods that if you're not looking, you can walk right past it. I did like a dozen times. So in the overgrowth section of your ranch, go ahead and head towards the back, towards the beach area. And go ahead and go down this staircase here. And when you get to the bottom, take a right. And right behind the staircase, like every good game that has good game design, you'll find the treasure pod right next to the stairs. Pop this one open, and you'll grab some spiral steam. To the next pod. For this next one, we are headed back to the moss blanket. So go ahead and go through the little entrance here. Hop on up, and up the stairs we go. And you can jetpack over this wall right here to make it a little easier on yourself. There we go. And come down these stairs, and underneath these stairs, you'll find the next treasure pod. Bam. This one will contain a little wild honey and another royal jelly. Very, very good. All right, let's jump to the next pod. On the backside of the moss blanket, you'll find an area that's referred to as the mushroom forest. Basically, it is a place with these giant mushrooms. That is where we're going to find the next pod. So you'll see the big old mushroom to mark the entry here, and you'll hang a left on that ridge until you come up to the next pod. And there, in all of its shining blue glory, we can open it up. Bam. This one will contain some hexacomb. Always good to have that too. Now we're going to head back to the lab and actually drop these off. That way we have space for the next ones. I'll meet you back at the next pod. We are back in the Indigo Quarry for this one. So we are at the entrance to the little volcanic cave. And the first pond that's right next to it, that's where we're looking to go. So you can hop on over, jump down, however you want to get there. Hop over the pond. And then on the right side here, next to all these adorable puddle slimes, you'll find this very well camouflaged pod because it's also blue. Go ahead and open this one up. Bam. You got a little bit of indigonium and another strange diamond. Once again, these materials are super rare and take forever to mine, so it's pretty awesome getting them in these new resource pods. Good job, devs. All right, let's get to the next pod. So this one's actually not too far away, and it's still in the Indigo Quarry. So if you take a right from that volcanic cave, jump across the bridge, and you go through this dangerous area, and you can just ignore these angry little feral slimes. Try not to get too irradiated. And you'll come to the end here. And this next section, you can also just pass right through, while still trying not to get irradiated. And you go through this little ring-looking thing. Hop on over so you don't fall through. And we can sprint around the corner, go through this underpass, and this is a one-way teleporter that leads back to the ranch. Now first you're going to go up this ridge, and above the ridge, you'll find the next treasure pod. Yeah, more rare materials. This one banks you 3 more slime fossils. To the next treasure pod we go. So this next one we will actually find on the ring island. So you're going to want to go to the beach area past the overgrowth section in your ranch. Take this teleporter that formerly had a Tabby Gordo. You're going to hang it right here and sprint all the way across. And that pink tree is where we're trying to go. So hop up on this rock, jetpack to this pogo fruit tree. Once you've made your way up here, you will find a big happy pink Gordo. That's a good indication that you are actually going the right way. Jump across this bridge here, and instead of taking a right, take a left this time. And take it back now, y'all. That's the next treasure pod. treasure. This one will spit out 2 more deep brines and a lava dust. Okay, guys, and with that, we have found all of the new resource treasure pods. Wahoo! Let's head on back to the ranch so we can go ahead and drop off these resources. And now, after all that hard work, you can observe as you have pretty much all of the resources to make basically one of anything that you want. Especially those curios that you've probably been waiting on, right? Thank you guys so much again for joining me. And if you found this guide helpful, then please leave me a like. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Because as we say here on the ranch, the more scientists, the merrier. Until next time, this is your host, Skylab Gaming Creation, signing off.